Eric and I actually started doing recorder when we were young, but then we decided to get into guitar music when I was 14, Eric was 12, and originally Eric wanted to be a drummer, but he found out how much the drums cost, so he said, I'll pick up bass since I was already doing guitar. So it's 14 and 12 is when we first started. We always admired kind of the prog rock sort of guys, you know, Yes, Rush, of course later on Dream Theater, and Eric's got a very progressive style on his bass playing. And we're trying to figure out, because I do most of the lead singing, but Eric does some of it. We were trying to figure out when he started jumping in, and he might remember that a little bit more. He would do background vocals, but at one point we decided, sing us, you know, you sing the song, and I forget what it was. It's quite a while ago. So he's also got great vocals. When my brother and I first started, we actually wrote all the time. We were writing originals, and it was a total opposite of what it is today, where most of our songs when we were doing shows would be our originals with, you know, 2 or 3 covers thrown in for fun. We did shows like at our old high school and our regular school, public school. We would do fairs, so it was my brother and I, and then we went through a couple of drummers before we ended up with Brendan. We had one drummer, Jay, and we did a few TV shows with him as well. I think we did 3. We were on Rogers, and we did a CTV one as well. In 1980, I think, was the first time we actually did the Rogers TV show. And it's interesting because I guess some people watch it, probably the musicians, and you know, like years and years later. I'm talking like maybe only like 10 years ago. I sometimes get people, oh yeah, I remember you guys on Rogers TV. So anyway, so back then we didn't do any clubs, but we did fairs, and we did the TV shows, and we did with high schools. We were called Labyrinth then. Then we formed into Wolfbane in the high school with Brendan. And again, we were a trio. We actually picked up another drummer, and we never did a show with him for about a year. And then that's when I went off to college and met up with Ian. And so then while I was doing that, Eric was kind of just, I think, trying out bands, but again, he wasn't playing live or anything. Luke was at Fanshawe College 3 years, I think from 85 to 88, and like we didn't know this till afterwards when he joined our band. We missed each other by a few months. He graduated in April of 88, and Ian and I started in September of 88. Fanshawe was a lot of fun. Back then, we were all the long hairs. My hair was down to here, Ian's hair was down to here, and we had a good group of friends. One of them, Dave Martin, he's gone off on his own, and he's kind of a Joe Satriani style guy, where he does a lot of these CDs on his own, instrumentals. Back then, you know, you would organize with each other to, you know, play on sessions, because a lot of times people were looking for singers, you know, drummers, guitarists, whatever. I know I did a lot of background vocal session work then. Dave, of course, was the guitarist to go to, but Ian, I always used Ian on my sessions, and Dave actually was my engineer. I just wanted Ian to shine, because he could really shine. A lot of good memories there. It was fun hanging around with a whole bunch of different musicians. You know, people had different views on music. We were more the kind of the metal heads. It was a lot of fun. Then Where's Mike started in '91 when we reformed with Brendan. The name was originally because we were a trio. We thought, well, we'll sequence some numbers with keyboards, and we used to actually bring 2 or 3 keyboards with us to the show, and we said, okay, that's our invisible member, Mike. Can't see him, but you can hear him. The original poster we wanted to do was that you'd have the 3 members, and then there would be a shadow of Mike at the keyboard. Well, we never did that. We kept it as a trio till '94. That's when Ian joined us. Ian, every so often, he'd come out to one of our shows, and we'd say, hey man, want to jump on, do a song with us? And so he would, and then finally one time he was drunk at one of our shows. He goes, I'm going to join your band, man. You got to get me in your band. And I said, sure. So we discussed it amongst the three members, and we said, Ian's a casual guy, a lot of fun, and for sure we knew he was an awesome guitarist. So, and the time when we decided to take it a little seriously was we did a CD in '96, which was a fun experience. We thought, let's put one out. We'll press 1,000 and see how it goes. Brendan departed in '99. I think we actually put out an ad looking for a drummer. We used to know Luke from the scene. The scene in the '90s, there used to be all these bands that all kind of went and saw each other's shows sometimes. Like Luke, of course, was Love Chain. He was kind of on the higher side, right? Because he had a recording contract, but we'd see him sometimes in other little forms of bands, Escape, forget what some of the other ones, he'll tell you later. So he ended up joining us, and we've been in the same outfit since '99, it's the fall of '99. As our unit, we've been together for 15 years, which again is actually pretty rare for a cover band, I would say at least in Ottawa area, to be together that long. Back in the old days, we did a good amount of Where's Mike shows. Now this is pre-Luke. Usually twice a month. It almost became like too much work. You work during the week, and then your weekend you're playing Friday, Saturday nights. And then by the time Luke was joining us, that was his full-time gig. He was playing in bands so he could earn money and not get a real job. So when he originally joined us, he was hoping that we were still playing 2 or 3 times a month or something, and we told him that our schedule's now every 6 weeks. We don't mind playing every 6 weeks, every 2 months. He still joined us, and he's still with us, so I guess he's enjoying himself. When Where's Mike first started, most of you people may not remember, there used to be Consumers Distributing, and I worked there. It was a fun job, but it wasn't very high paying, so in a way I was kind of dependent a little bit on the earnings that we used to pull in from our shows, which weren't a lot. I'd say everybody was bringing in, for a weekend, Friday, Saturday, we were bringing in $150 each. So about $150, and so you're playing the 2 nights, and instead of you going out to a bar and buying beers and having a good time, you're playing at a bar, you're getting free beers, and you're getting paid. That's why we did, it was a lot of fun. Back then I needed the money a little bit more. Now those gigs are few and far between, but that's the way we like it.